And I'm gonna put all of these drawings into things that we're talking about, like the lab stuff. It's gonna be on our YouTube channel. So you guys will have infinite access to what you saw here, in addition to the amazing manual. So, okay, cool. All right, so let's start with upper traps. Sure, why not? I'm gonna pinch it. And like I said, you can pinch it like this, you can pinch it like this, whatever you want. My thumb is the backdrop, so that's what I'm aiming towards. And I can just tell, I have muscle bulk here. There's no lungs in between, right? And he has such a big upper traps. Okay, now it's at the other side. He has such a big upper traps, you could pull out most of the way, angle the needle in a different direction, shove it in. There's a nice twitch. Did you guys see that? Wish we had it in the slow-mo. You guys will have to catch it on YouTube. That was really good. So, quick thing about when you guys are doing a pinch technique or a grasp technique, you cannot let go while the needle's still inside, because it might take that needle somewhere you don't want it to go. All right, don't make a rookie mistake. We like to keep the angle of the needle towards us, so I'm going to come here so I can wrap around spine of the scapula, right? So I'm pinned down onto it. You guys can see that? I mean, I've really got it there. Okay? And we're going to angle straight superior to inferior. And lo and behold, there's the bone. Okay, it's quite big. I think it's bigger than you guys think. The drawing makes it look small, but three-dimensionally, it's quite a big space. In fact, I think I have we've got a shoulder. Would you grab? Oh, thank you. So that's what we're looking at. You guys have like an inch and a half, quite a bit, and probably more on him. Okay. So if you guys can curl your fingers around the spine of the shoulder blade, scapula, right, you got a big treatment window here. Okay. So what do we just do? Supraspinatus. Infraspinatus muscle fibers are like this. So how are we going to palpate them? Perpendicularly. Right? And we're just looking for, there's one. So I had to come down a little ways, but we found a little tight spot. So we're gonna bracket around it. We're gonna needle in.
That's a long ways too.
You surprised by how far that went? But we got bony backdrop. We're good all day. Like we're good all day. Okay. If you run out of needle and you're like, dang it, I want to go deeper, what can you do? You can compress the skin down. See how much needle we're exposing there? You can compress the skin down, and then you can maybe get another centimeter or two out of your needle. Not ideal, but sometimes that happens and you're like, I just want to be done here. So we found a nice infraspinatus trigger point. Let's come hunting around the teres minor. I don't really feel much in there. A little bit right there. So let's hit that. And this might be teres minor, this might be infraspinatus. It doesn't matter. We're trying to clear out the trigger points, right? This is an area where you can needle the worst 3, you can needle all of them. It depends on your judgment. I usually just try to hit the worst ones in a given muscle and move on. Just hit one bad one each muscle and move on, and then see where we're at next time. Keep the treatment light the first time around. You doing good? Mm-hmm. And then here we go, teres major, and I do feel, you guys can probably see that, there's a little bit of stuff there. We're kind of at the bottom of the border of the shoulder blade, so maybe instead of needling straight anterior to posterior, I definitely want to palpate where's my shoulder blade, because he's moved, right? He's moved some. So I can't trust that drawing. My shoulder blade is here. You see what happened there? So you can't just trust your drawings. You got to palpate. So bottom of the shoulder blade is here. So with my fingers there, I don't want to come directly in between my fingers. I can move my fingers up and needle, or I can keep my fingers as the border of the scapula and just come higher up between my fingers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just making it up as we go. Hit that. And if you're not satisfied, if you're like, but my trigger point is off the shoulder blade, or he's got some infraspinatus, tendinopathy on the backside, and we want to try to talk to that a little bit. Palpate, palpate, palpate. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, all right. Let's hit that thing. Nice. Love strong. I'm aiming at my fingers. I didn't get a twitch. I'm aiming at my fingers, and I'm still not going to make it even though I go full depth. But infraspinatus is not like that deep in, so we definitely went through it, and that's what matters, right? Okay. Come over here. Let's check out like our teres minor. Yeah, a little bit right there. You just kind of have to hunt around a little bit and be patient. You know what I'm saying? The more you do this, the more quick and efficient you'll be. But don't be afraid to take your time. You know what I mean? So same thing. I've got my fingers there, and I can see and feel that the needle is being angled towards my fingers. Okay. That angle is appropriate. That angle, not so much. You see what I mean? So you just got to see where you are in space, know where you are in space. I'm going to come and hit, see if I can catch some teres major. Oh, there's a little bit of something. So I'm going to curl my fingers up. See that? My fingers are down there. I want to make sure I got fingers under there, right? And if you're not comfortable here, you can always angle like that's risky, that's good, that's for sure good. You know what I mean? So, and the muscle's not that deep under there that if you have a small adjustment in your angle for safety purposes, like that's totally cool. You can and you should. Yeah. So I prefer to buy the thinner needles because it's less uncomfortable for the patient, but they're a little bit flimsier. So you have to be ready to grab the shaft, sometimes after a couple of needlings. I can still use this, but if the angle has changed significantly, you can't trust where that needle is going. So if your needle is bent more than a little bit, you dump it and move on, okay? I think needles can be as thin as a 0.25. I think they can be as thick as a 0.35. I'm not sure if we have access to anything thinner than that or heavier than that. The 0.35s usually are the very short ones that like you might do in the face. They're short and strong. But yeah, which I have some. You guys may get to see that. Lats are easy, right? Come off the bottom of the shoulder blade, and all of this is lats. So we're going to come low enough below the shoulder blade. It's definitely not a shoulder blade muscle, no doubt. Here we are in Latland. Welcome to Latland. And with lats, oh, that was a nice twitch.
His whole body twitched.
Yeah, his whole body. Okay. So I would say when we're in this is not a high risk area, okay, but when we're in an area that's a little bit more iffy, this is probably not a place you want to like piston around without being really judicious. So if you wanted to pull it out and piston, I would do more like this area, right? And I would make sure wherever your fingers are, you're not going past that. You know what I'm saying? So let's do this one. I think you guys will find a lot of this is very comfortable. Some of it you're like, oh my God, like I have no idea. I'm a little bit scared here. Let one of us come over and just put your fears at ease, okay? So hand up if you guys need anything. Any questions here before we dive in? What you got?
With upper traps, you never let go of the pinch, right?
Yeah, any pinch. Anytime you're pinching that thing, the needle must come out and then you can let go. Because if my needle's in here and I let go, and my needle's in deep and I let go and the needle goes like that, it can push it into the lung or something else. It's just not okay. Don't let go of your pinch until your needle's out.
Where all do you do the pinch besides the upper trap and the lat?
Upper trap, lat, and then this is a pinch, but he's big enough that instead of me trying to pinch all the bulk, I'm just gonna push my fingers up in there and use them as the backdrop.
Okay.
Modified pinch. Yeah, and we'll come to those in a little bit. We got a couple different ways to do rhomboids, so we'll come to that in a little bit. Let's go needle this. I want you guys to take your time, but do try to be mindful of our time. So try to get through it efficiently. If there's tables, use them and stuff like that. Buddy up, okay? And definitely ask for help, okay? Thank you, sir.